Someone says something to you, a comment, an insult, a look, and before you can think, you're already responding. Your pulse is up, your jaw is tight, your words are already out. And just like that, they own you, not your body, your mind. That moment of reaction, that's where your power dies. Today, that ends. Most men believe reaction is proof of strength. They believe if something matters, you show it, raise your voice, defend yourself, prove you won't be pushed around. This belief is ancient, and it is the most expensive lie you were ever taught. Here is what is actually happening when you react. Something enters your world. An insult, a failure, a disrespect. Your brain registers a threat, and in less than a quarter of a second, you are no longer in control. Your biology is. That person, that situation, that single comment just hijacked your mind, and you handed them the keys. Think about the last time someone made you truly angry. Where did you go? Not physically, mentally. You went somewhere dark, narrow, closed. You stopped seeing options. You stopped thinking clearly. You became smaller in that moment. Not bigger. Smaller. That is what reaction does to you. It doesn't reveal your power. It reveals the absence of it. And here is the part that should disturb you. Most men live their entire lives in this state, reactive, controlled, moved by everything and everyone around them. They think they're strong because they fight back. They aren't. They are puppets who believe they are choosing which strings to pull. But here is what the Stoics discovered, and what almost no one teaches today. Non-reaction is not passivity. It is not weakness. It is not silence born from fear. It is the most difficult skill a human being can develop, and the men who master it, they don't just win arguments, they win lives. Stay with me. What I'm about to show you will permanently change how you see every conflict, every insult, every moment of pressure you will ever face. Every time you react, you pay a price. Most men never calculate the total. Let's do it now. When you react in anger, you lose clarity. The situation that needed your sharpest mind gets your most clouded one. Decisions made in reaction are almost never the right ones. You know this. You've lived this. When you react in desperation, you lose dignity. The version of you that chases, pleads, explains, justifies. That man loses respect in every room he enters, not because people are cruel, because dignity is visible, and so is its absence. When you react to other people's opinions, you lose direction. Every time someone's words change your path, every time criticism stops you, every time praise makes you inflate and failure makes you collapse, you are not living your life. You are living theirs, and the heaviest cost of all. When you react, you give people a map of what hurts you, what breaks you, what triggers you, and men with bad intentions will use that map every single time. The Stoics had a word for the man who could not govern his reactions. Slave. Not a slave to chains, a slave to circumstance, a slave to whoever happened to push the right button that day. That is not the life you were built for. Marcus Aurelius ruled an empire. He faced betrayal from generals, pandemics that killed millions, wars on every border, and through all of it, he wrote this in his private journal. Not for the world, for himself. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. Epictetus was born a slave, literally owned, controlled, powerless by every external measure, and yet he became one of the most powerful minds in human history, because he understood something his masters never did. There is a space between what happens to you and how you respond. In that space lives your freedom. In that space lives your power. Miyamoto Musashi fought over 60 duels. He never lost one. Not because he was the fastest. Not because he was the strongest. Because he was the calmest. His enemies fought with emotion. He fought with precision. Their rage clouded them. His stillness sharpened everything. Three men, centuries apart, different cultures, different battles, but the same truth. The man who controls his reactions controls his world. And now, here is how you actually do it. 5 laws, not suggestions. Laws. Burn them in. Law 1. The pause. Between what happens and what you do, create space. 1 breath, 2 seconds, 10 words counted in silence. It doesn't matter how you do it. What matters is that you interrupt the automatic. Most men skip this completely. They react before they even realize they're reacting. Start here. Always start here. The pause is not hesitation. It is power accumulating. Law 2. Separate the person from the provocation. Someone challenges you, disrespects you, tries to diminish you. Ask yourself, what does this actually cost me? Not emotionally, practically. Does this change my goals, my path, my character? In most cases, the answer is no. And if it costs you nothing, it deserves nothing from you in return. Not a word, not a glance, not a single second of your energy. Law 3. Respond to what is real, not what is felt. Feelings lie, not always, but often enough to be dangerous. When you feel disrespected, are you actually being disrespected, or are you projecting, assuming, carrying yesterday's wound into today? The Stoics called this testing your impressions. Before you react, ask, is this real, or is this a story I am telling myself? Most reactions in your life are answers to stories, not reality. Law 4. Guard your reactions like wealth. Every reaction is a withdrawal, energy, attention, peace. You have a finite amount. The man who reacts to everything ends each day bankrupt, exhausted, scattered, hollow inside. The man who chooses his reactions ends each day with reserves, calm, clear, ready for what actually matters. Not everything deserves your attention. Most things don't. Treat your reaction like it costs you, because it does. Law 5. Let their chaos reveal your strength. When someone loses control, do not match them. Rise. Their anger should make you quieter. Their desperation should make you steadier. Their noise should produce your silence. This is not arrogance. This is the ancient discipline of the warrior who has nothing left to prove. Men who need to react need to be seen. The man who has mastered himself needs nothing from the performance. If something in you is recognizing what you have been doing wrong, if these 5 laws are landing, take 30 seconds right now and subscribe to this channel. Not for me, for you. Because the work we do here, the discipline, the philosophy, the self-mastery, it's a long road. You are going to need reminders. You are going to need to come back to this. Let this be one of those anchors. Now picture the version of you 6 months from now, the one who paused, who practiced, who chose, every single day, not to be moved by what didn't deserve to move him. Someone says something cutting. You don't flinch. Not because you didn't hear it. You did, but because you've decided your peace is not for sale. Someone challenges your decisions, doubts your direction, and instead of explaining, defending, justifying, you simply keep moving. Your silence isn't defeat. It's the confidence of a man who no longer needs permission to be who he is. Your relationships change, not because the people around you changed. Because you did. You stop being the man who can be baited, who can be triggered, who can be unraveled by a single conversation. And people feel that. They lean on you differently. They trust you differently. Because you have become the kind of man who doesn't break under pressure. He bends, he absorbs, he returns to center. Every single day. This is not a fantasy. This is the result of applied philosophy. This is what the Stoics built their entire lives around, and it is available to you right now, not in some distant future, today. The moment you choose the pause over the reaction, You came here because something in you recognized a problem. You have been giving your power away, not to villains, not to enemies, to moments, to comments, to the unguarded seconds between what happened and what you said next. The Stoics didn't promise you a peaceful world. They promised you something better, a peaceful mind inside an unpredictable one. That peace doesn't come from changing what happens to you. It comes from mastering what happens within you. Stop reacting. Start choosing. That is the art. That is the practice. That is the life. And it begins the very next time someone tries to take what's yours. Hold it.